how did you make the leap from being in the background there in Pose to then being the host of Legendary?
Well, you know what? It's shocking enough because I'll tell you this. So I'll go behind prior before what I've been doing before it even got to a post situation. Like before it was teaching classes and traveling the world and all that other stuff. I was always competing everywhere, and myself and others in my space used to. I'll go back to this. I was watching America's Best Dance Crew one time, like before they decided to put us on the season, and like the
Mm-hmm.
people were doing our moves, and that was like, how would they know about doing a move from our community? And it just it didn't make no sense. I'm not saying that's been a beginning space, but that's what made us try to work hard within the ballroom community, or those who takes the talents outside of the community and make the world see, because sometimes we can see how easy for us to do something and it can be taken away
Mm-hmm.
just like this. So what I
Just like
did was
that.
I showed up, baby. What I did, I didn't mind being a background when I was 14 years old on Law and Order, because that's what happened, child. But what I did in order to do that, I did my research online in New York casting. I was paying these things. I was doing something much
Wow.
different that a lot of people were not doing. So I was
Absolutely.
applying myself. At the same time, when I was younger, or until a specific time, I used to model too. So I was in
Yeah.
front of the camera. I learned how to move in front of the camera. I learned how my body. I learned how to put shapes on because of this experiences I was going through while I was experiencing the same culture, what it was. And in the back of my mind, Angelica, I have to be real. I'll take it back to the first time I stepped foot on the floor. I always said this is going to be bigger than what it is, and in order for me to, I need to apply what I feel. And
So
I
you
was kind
saw
of,
the opportunity
I
way. Yeah.
way. Angelica, I swear I've seen it way before. And even
Mm-hmm.
now I'll push it back to the stuff that's been done, whether if I went on tour with Rihanna, whether I was in music videos,
Wow.
whether I went to Vienna with all these celebrities and for the
Baby, I was
lights
in a
ball.
hotel room one day and saw your picture like as art on the wall. I was like, is that Deshaun? Like on the whole, it's a fancy hotel too.
Yeah, funny enough, I still got that video, Angelica, of you sending me. You was like, "Hold on, I'm inside the hotel, and look who on the wall." And I'm like, "Oh my gosh!" And again, that reminds me of the small things that I put in. The $150 job you got to do, which gets you
Mm-hmm.
so much of this exposure. But they're not paying attention to you. They doing this, and when I kept, and I was consistent. I was doing what I had to do. I would go to Pose, and I went to season one for Pose, and I remember season one. I only did the very first episode. The very first episode, they
Wow.
just brought me in as a dancer and everything like that. And I was like, you know
Oh,
what?
I remember.
At
Yeah.
specific spaces, I was like, and we was outside at the pier when it was cold. You remember that? And we had to
Yep.
wear the bags and things,
Yep. Yep. I
the bags and
remember.
all the hot pads and everything like that.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and I was there as a dancer for season one, episode one, but that was the only episode I did. And then when they came approach me again, I was like, you know what? Deshaun is one of those people who's traveled, who's done things. I put in the work. A lot of people seen the work that I have done even prior before getting to these spaces. Whether if you see me on my house, you see me on How Do I Look, you see anything when it comes to ballroom spaces, Deshaun's, is being spoken, whether it's microphone commentating, whether it's competing, or whether it's just me being my natural self and giving some good advice, because I'm all about love and making
Yes.
sure everybody move how they move. So when they came to season two, I was like, well, Deshaun gone. What's up? I know how it is, and it's about the community. They brought me in even to being under,
Was it the House of Wind tour?
the House of Wintour.
Oh yeah.
You
I was
know,
living. I gagged.